Hey guys, what's happening? This is Forgo Nation, and today we are going to talk about Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Now, you can get this girl from the old Danger Room. I actually bought the pack for 4,500 crystals and ran Danger Room 8 or 9 times. I can't remember how many times I ran it. And then I got old girl at tier 2. Now, as far as aesthetics, I think she looks pretty cool, man. She got the punk thing going on. Looks pretty freaking dope. You know, it's kind of a take no crap kind of girl, which is pretty cool. I like that. And we take a look at her build. She has 20,800 energy attack. She has max attack speed, 58 crit rate, max critical damage, which at times is going to be 250% critical damage, which is insane. She has more or less max ignore defense, and she has max skill cooldown. Take a look at her gears. All of her gears are at 20. She has no Urus. And let's take a look at all of her skills. Now first we'll start with her passive. Her Tier 2 passive gives her a 65% chance to increase critical damage by 50% on a critical attack. So 65% of the time when you're doing critical attacks, crit hits, you're going to get an extra 50% critical damage. And she's getting super armor, which is awesome. That means she won't get guard broken unless it's by penetration attacks, namely the purple, maybe the flames against Corvus. And then she has a decrease all damage received by 30%, all defenses by 100%. So she's a bit of a tank as well. Girl's got a lot of love in her, man. Her one skill has a 15% decrease of all defenses. That doesn't apply to World Boss. Normally I'd get upset about this, but you know what? I don't care because we're going to see some goodies later in this later in these skills. She gets a crit rate bump by 30% for 8 seconds, so you can easily max out her critical rate, but it gets even better than this. Then you go to her third skill. She has a damage accumulation based on how much damage she deals, so you don't have to take damage to deal damage, which is awesome. So you're just hitting the skills, going into your other skills, and kicking some serious butt. She also has a 8-hit guard for 8 seconds, which is pretty much useless in World Boss, but it's great in Shadowland. Her passive gives her a critical damage increase by 30% and another critical rate increase by 30%. So, I mean, you're getting 30% crit rate from the 2, 30% crit rate from the 4-star passive, which is always active. So it's easy as hell to max out her crit rate and critical damage because you're getting this extra 30% critical damage. Oh, but it gets better, guys. It gets better. Then you look at her 4th skill. She has an all defense down that stacks up to 60%. That applies to World Boss and lasts 10 seconds. And it starts off at 30% all defense down instead of 5%. So it doesn't take near as long to stack this up to 60% as the normal all defense downs, which is bonk. Oh, that's amazing. Plus she has incapacitation and remove active buff from target that lasts for 3 seconds. You take a look at her 5th skill. Well, it gets even better. She has more all defense down. That applies to World Boss, stacks up to 60%, and starts off at 30% all defense down. She also gets a 25% all attack buff on this skill. She gets a 65% crit rate buff. This is so easy to max out this girl's stats. I think on most counts, she's going to be easy to max out. Plus, she gets invincibility for 5 seconds. She gets a 15% recovery of max HP. It's freaking bonkers, guys. Seriously. Then her leadership, decreased debuff duration by 30%. And we don't really care about that. So let's preview the skill. Now, you start off with the 5th skill here. Take a look at this. Pretty cool looking skill. Definitely reminiscent of the Deadpool movie. She gets that all defense down and invincibility on this sucker. Let's look at the 4th skill. Does a little pounding and a bit of an iframe there, partial iframe. Then you got the 2 skill. There is some gaps in there for sure. It's a partial iframe. Then the 1. Let's do that 1 again. I hit the 2 by accident, but let's do the 1 again. Yeah, it's a partial iframe, so it's going to leave you vulnerable. It does have all defense down, but this is the one that applies only to Shadowland. So we're not going to be using this in our World Boss run. And then you get the 3. Sweet damage accumulation. Now, when you use this 3, you got to make sure you wait a moment. You got to let her hands spread out. Boom! And then she gets the damage accumulation. If you cancel the skill early, you won't get the damage accumulation. So you got to make sure you play it out. So what I like to do is I like to start off the fight with the 5th skill. And that damn thing does a hell of a lot of damage. And you can't just cancel it. If you cancel the 5th, you don't get the damage from it. So I just like to let the damage proc play out on the 5th skill. So what I do is I hit the 5th skill, let it play out. Then I hit the 3rd skill, get the damage accumulation while the invincibility is up and you don't have to worry about it. Then I hit the 4. Her invincibility will still be up for a little bit, but she's going to go into that iframe at the very end. And then I go right into the 2. And you'll find she's not too bad to keep alive by doing that rotation. Because she has a long cooldown on that 3 skill, the rotation kind of fluctuates a little bit. So what happens is you'll do 5, 3, 4, 2, the first rotation. Then you'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, the second rotation. Then you'll do 5, 4, 2, 3, the third rotation. It's kind of, because of that long cooldown to 3, it fluctuates. So let's get out of here, man. Man, I tell you what, old girl's got some love in her, guys. She is freaking decked out pretty good. This is a pretty damn good character. And she has a Stage 6 Power of Angry Hawk set. And she has a critical damage with just 120% damage proc. And I would highly recommend you guys build her for PvE. Don't know how well she's going to be in PvP. But in PvE, she's pretty damn awesome. I would recommend giving her crit damage because that's the only stat she's really lacking. Unless you need ignore defense. Or maybe you want to put some ignore dodge on her, what have you. And she has no uniform. So guys, I got to tell you right now, is this girl worth it? Well, it really depends on where you're at in the game. Personally, I think she's a damn good character. She's pretty simple to play. She's got a lot of power. And you're going to see, even with this build and the strikers that we're going to use strikers that are not going to skew our damage, guys. She's pretty damn impressive. So let's get into the action and let's rock and roll. Now watch this girl get it done, guys. We're going to use Ancient One for that 25% extra ignore dodge that he's given from his passive. Plus he's going to be buffing her because he gives an extra 45% energy attack to blast types. We're going to be using Coulson for that 20% guaranteed critical rate and that 45% damage to supervillains. And this is stage 50 with a level 60 character. 120% damage prop. You guys see my strikers. We got, Misty Knight, Kate Bishop, Deathlock, and Daisy, who are doing nothing for damage and anti-venom, just for those heals, just because I worry about the bleed once in a while. And you can see, guys, that she's got some power, man. Old girl can get it done. Oh, I just got freaking caught. Here we go. And I just start with the 5, and I get that damage accumulation from the 3rd, then I go in the 4, and then the 2. Then I wait a little bit, since the 5's off cooldown, go back into it. Look at that damage, man. That is pretty dope. I mean, I'm real interested to see what this girl can do at level 70, man. She's pretty damn strong, guys. Like, Negasonic has got some power. She's a pretty impressive character, I do have to say. And not only is she a really good character with the heal, the all defense down, the iframes, the invincibility, but she's also an amazing striker. That's something else that's awesome about her. I mean, you really are getting and especially the way the striker thing is right now, or the way it's probably going to stay, I mean, she's going to be a valuable asset, especially for World Boss. I mean, look at the way she's melting this. I mean, this is pretty damn dope. Just imagine if we were to throw in them OP strikers and do this. Just imagine if she had a CTP of energy, giving her that extra ignore dodge, having that chain hit damage, that 200% damage proc. Holy crap. And you guys, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that, if you're curious about that. Because I am kind of curious about that, man. I mean, she's got some power. I'm wondering... I don't know, man. You could throw like Nick Fury in here and really go freaking nuts. Or, you know what? We could even put Dr. Voodoo in here for a leadership and amplify that freaking all defense down, make it totally insane. Amplify that 60% up by another 40%. I didn't want to do that though because I wanted some ignore dodge and Ancient One. He's a nice little blend, with that 45% energy attack and that 25% dodge that he's given from his passive. Against Corvus, with the obelisk that we're running, I think it's just better to go with this route. But man, it is tricky to play though without Scarlet or anyone mind controlling. I do have to say against Corvus, man, he jumps around a lot. You got all this purple crap going on, all the flames. And it's a hell of a lot of fun, man, trying to dodge all this. I know I mentioned this in all these videos lately, but God, I hate them big butt circles, man. Totally screws me up as far as dodging. Come on, buddy. Now, we're not going to finish this fight, guys. I still want those damn combat books. Come on, old girl. And I do really like how she's got that orb around her when she runs around. Pretty dope. But, man, she's pretty freaking cool, guys. I do have to say, not OP, not broken or anything, but pretty damn cool. Pretty safe character to play for the most part. Great damage. I mean, she's an all-around good character, you know. I mean, in my opinion, guys, whoops, lost Colson. Sorry to see you go, buddy. In my opinion, guys, you know, some of you probably going to disagree, but I think she's better than Rachel. I mean, you know, that's just my opinion. She's just easier to play, easier to time the damage proc, easier to keep the proc where it belongs, too. And for me, that goes a long way, guys. That goes a long way. Ease of play really makes a difference in how much fun a character can be. I like Rachel more as a character from the comics, but as far as the character in the game, I got to give it to Negasonic. So leave it to Netmarble, you know, to make a character that I never really even cared about actually be pretty damn fun. You know, I mean, she's pretty damn fun, I got to say. Whoa, watch out, watch out. And, man, you can definitely see the difference when you don't run with any strikers or any crowd control strikers. Corvus really is a pain in the frickin' rear, that bastard. But we're going to take him down. We're going to take him down. Oh, yeah, yeah. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out. Now, those flames can still guard break us. Those things can penetrate super armor. So we got to be careful of that attack. And any of that purple. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and pause it. And you guys can see that she could definitely do this. She could actually do better than this if we weren't running around all over the place trying to avoid getting killed, you know, in Corvus iframing. But I got to tell you guys, I'm pretty impressed with Negasonic. I think she's pretty damn dope. So, guys, let me know what you think about Negasonic, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.